Hey everyone, and welcome to our first live of the year. It is January the 5th.
That's right.
And this is my son,
Jesse.
Jesse. Okay,
Yep.
awesome. We're batting 100. Hopefully there's no technical difficulties. I am so excited to have this live starting. It's been a couple, like 3-4 weeks.
Yep.
And I was telling Jesse that I have really, really missed these. And you said...
I said I know. He gets a little happy when he does lives.
Yeah.
I don't know if he likes the sound of his own voice or what it is, but
nice. I like interacting with people, and I do miss being on the road too. Jesse and I did a lot of events years ago. We spent 3 or 4 years together and did a lot of events on the road, and it was a highlight of my life. I don't know if he would say the same thing, but
it was a highlight for sure.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was fun, and it was a real blessing because Jesse came into the business at that time and really kind of rescued a bit of a sinking ship. You came in and you were able to assess how the business worked, and you got to interact with the people and really get a feel of what was going on. And that's why I kind of brought him in, not just because he's my son and he's taller than I am and better looking than I am and smarter than I am.
Stop.
Yeah, I didn't bring him for all those reasons, but I brought him in also because he is our marketing director, and you hold 100 other titles, but we wouldn't be where we are today without Jesse and everything that he's done. So I thank you, my son.
Thank you for the kind words. It's nice of you.
Yeah, well, you're my son. I have to say stuff like that. Just kidding. Okay, and Jennifer Deere is actually in the seats over there at the side. She does not have a mic today because Jesse took it from her. So this is also a highlight for me because she. Okay, but yeah, she can still interact with us. So thanks for joining us, guys. We really, really appreciate you celebrating a new year. I did want to do a little bit of a 2022 year in review, sort of go over some of the stuff that we touched on last year, because it was a crazy, crazy year. Would you agree?
It was busy. Yeah.
It was busy, and we did a lot of things that we had set out to do, mission accomplished. And this coming year, we're going to fill you in on some stuff that is coming, but we can't mention everything because there is a lot, I wouldn't say secrecy, but we kind of we don't want to give everything away at the beginning of the year. There has to be some excitement there as well. So we are going to talk a little bit about that. But before we do, I just want to pay tribute to my grandmother. She actually is, there we go. She is the, I guess, what's the word?
Matriarch.
Yeah, the matriarch of our family business. She started the business almost 65 years ago with my grandfather, Romeo Thaler, and you can see her and my grandfather there in the black and white photo many years ago. She was born on December 19th, 1927, and she passed away in November of this last year, and it was pretty traumatic for our entire family. She is really the beginning of our legacy. We call it the Deere's Embroidery Legacy. My grandmother's name was Irene Thaler, but she started dress crest embroidery with my grandfather back in the 50s. And I put my grandfather's business card up there so you can see our old company logo in the corner. And it's kind of cool because his name was Romeo Thaler, or Thaler, however you wanted to pronounce it. But when he first came to Canada, it was actually Churchenthaler. It was 18 letters long. That's so he decided to shorten it just a little bit. But they did manufacture Swiss embroidery crests, emblems, and badges. And as we know, they're all kind of the same thing. But it was Swiss chiffon embroidery, I guess, all overs, lace, and lingerie. And if you get a chance to watch some of the YouTube videos that we have with my grandmother and I, feel free to do it. She is just she is and was an incredible person. She lived an incredible life. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. She obviously grew up as a teenager in World War II, and like many people of that era, I think she was blind for a short period from malnutrition. She crossed enemy lines to get her sister out of Russian territory when she was a teenager. She started a business with my grandfather. She worked hard her entire life. But I think more than anything else is she set an example for our family of just being kind to people.
Yeah.
I can never, ever remember my grandmother saying a hateful word to somebody or treating any of us with disrespect. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
She was incredible. And for those of you who don't know, I am an only child. and I was an only grandchild. And our little joke amongst her and I was many years ago, she said, I only have one lousy grandson. And I, of course, twisted that the other way. And I said, you're calling me a lousy grandson? So we joked about that for many, many years. But I miss her and I love her. And we just hold her as the foundation of our legacy. And I hope that what we pass along to you guys, this is not just our embroidery legacy, but yours as well.
Yeah.
So, Jennifer, did you have something?
Yeah, one of the ladies was asking, what is Omi holding?
Omi, actually, there is a video on YouTube. Omi did something called mending back in our factory back in the 50s all the way into the 80s. And she used a mending machine, which was a manual single needle machine that she would move the embroidery with her hands. There was a foot pedal for the speed of the needle, and there was a knee pedal that actually controlled the width of the stitch. And the picture she's holding was something that she did by hand on that mending machine, which is well over 100 years old. And obviously you can see her there with the entire family, but it is kind of important to add that she did get to see her great grandson, River, who was I guess he's our last grandchild that was born. And she did get to meet him before her passing. And I will also mention to everybody out there how important it is to get checkups, because my grandmother was blessed to have lived for many, many years after being diagnosed with cancer because she caught it early. So that is really important.
Yeah, what she's holding there too, she always called that her masterpiece. So that was, I guess,
not the
favorite.
baby. The baby was Bethany's masterpiece.
Yeah, that was her favorite piece of embroidery she created, and that was one of the that my dad's holding is one of the I guess bridge scenes that he won an award on as well. So
It's right behind you.
yeah, the bridge is right behind me here. In 2001, I won a grand prize with Stitches magazine for that design. And the baby she's holding, as I mentioned, is River, our newest edition. And I do want to call out to River because today is his birthday. So happy birthday. It's first birthday. Jennifer's pointing up number one. I know it's his first birthday, Jen. Okay. But
Sure.
and of course we have the cute baby pictures. So again, just sharing a bit of our family with you. We feel that you guys are part of our family. Absolutely. And you're part of our legacy, and hopefully we'll be a part of yours. Now, a little bit of the year in review, and I wanted to go over some of this with Jesse real quick, and I do have some notes. This is not going to be a really, really long Facebook Live, guys, but I wanted to test Jesse's memory because it was a crazy, crazy busy year, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we had a lot of improvements, things that Jesse specifically was working on. One of the things is Jesse has been responsible for rebuilding our site from scratch. And that's not a small undertaking for any of you who have a website, especially one that is as complicated as ours has become over the years.
That's a good word for it.
Yes,
for
complicated.
Sure.
So, and it is constantly being improved. So there is stuff coming for 2023. But what were some of the main features that you added to our site to help our customers?
So if I were to narrow it down, I would say definitely we added a wish list, which was requested quite frequently.
It's okay.
Okay, sorry. That
That's
should
right.
say that.
She wants us to be bigger on screen, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So we had a wish list, which was great for the design club. We actually did a ton. We love our design club. We know you love our design club, and we want to make it extremely user friendly. So what we did is we made our monthly credits. You get a certain amount every month. We made them no longer expire month to month. They do expire if you don't use them within the year of your entire membership, but it's not like you only have 5 a month now, and if you don't use them, you lose them. Instead, they stockpile. Yeah, they roll over. We added a ton of fonts. So I think we actually have over 1,000 ESA fonts now?
We have actually 907 ESA fonts and counting. So they are
close.
But we added 160 BX fonts, and a lot of those are native BX fonts. So we do have over 1,000 fonts available, and those ones Jesse did work them so that they are part of the club.
Yep.
So you can get those, actually individually if you're not a member, but you can use your membership. And just so you guys know, if you've never seen our club before, it is a club where you get a certain amount of points over the course of a year. And our Embroidery Addict membership, I think you end up paying like 35 cents per design for a regular design. So it is an incredible value.
And I will say that the true beauty of our club, unlike a lot of the other ones out there, is we don't just tell you what you get. every month and hope you like it. That's kind of like throwing darts with your eyes closed. Instead, we have close to 30,000 embroidery designs, and we actually let you pick from the entire database. So we don't hold things back and make you, have to buy a bunch of things separately after. We just say, hey, whatever you like, you can download.
We opened up the database, and we also did it on different levels. So if you aren't an embroidery addict, which gives you 50 downloads every month, and you're just a what do we call the beginning membership? Do you remember?
Anyway, an occasional stitcher.
An occasional stitcher, then you can get 5 design points every month. So we have something that's, and of course one in between. So we have something to suit everybody's needs.
Absolutely.
Any other site improvements?
We updated our classroom. So if you do have, some lessons in there, it's just a cleaner look. It's a lot simpler to navigate, to use.
We started working on all the keywords. So the keywords have been refined.
Absolutely.
And that's a work in progress.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure there's probably a couple other things that we're forgetting, but it was crazy. Now, if we made any education improvements in 2022, what were they besides the classroom?
What do you mean, like new?
New education that we released to people.
Okay. So this one is fun. We actually released our Fun Effects course. And if you do ever, we see a lot of people online, and when we used to do events in particular, they'd say, I want to learn how to do more embroidery, or they'd see a technique and say, oh, I wish I could do that. That looks
lace
beautiful.
Or fringe or applique.
Absolutely. So all these popular techniques, we basically stockpiled the 14 most popular techniques we've seen over the years. And we've really drilled down an educational series that teaches you, holds your hand every step of the way as to how to use them. And how to make them yourselves. So it's a video. We provide PDF tutorials that you can keep by your machine after, so you don't forget. And the beautiful thing is we also provide embroidery designs. So you're not just watching us do it.
You're following along and doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the PDF instructions. So, you not only can watch the video, but you can follow along step by step on the instructions. And those videos never expire. So you can watch them as many times as you want. I think we also did we do the beginning PDF tutorial or the Digitizers 101, or was that the year before? Anyways, we have lots of free resources, right?
Absolutely. A lot of free resources.
Okay. Now designs, what did we do new for designs this past year?
He's really putting me through the ropes.
Yeah. Getting those brain cells, things are turning, the cobwebs are going out. If you see the smoke starting to rise.
Yeah. So I know, I'm not sure exactly how many. I know we put out a few thousand more designs. That said, I'm not going to obviously dive into all of them because I don't want to keep you here all night. But one thing that we did do, which was really special, is we did actually start our John Deere Signature Series.
That's what I was waiting for.
Awesome. So obviously most of you probably know, and he doesn't like to say this a lot, but it is, I think, something to be proud of. He is the world's most awarded digitizer. And a lot of his early awards were actually won creating nature designs. So I don't know if we have any of them here.
Actually, I did try to get this up before we started, but you keep talking, Jesse. I'll see if I can get it up now.
Perfect.
To the webpage.
So yeah, a lot of his early designs were done doing things like nature, especially like fur, things like that. So really what we did here is we returned back to his roots, and he got back into digitizing some of these designs himself. So if you do, when he does pull them up, they're absolutely stunning works of art. And the main thing is the detail stitched into each one of these is phenomenal. I mean, you look at most designs, and if they do look really good, sometimes they don't stitch out the best, but these both look good, and they're just beautiful.
Thank you. You did a good job of filling time there.
I tried my best.
It's a gift. It's I guess I passed it down. Right? Okay. Actually, I remember, again, I'll just say this for 1 second. I remember one of my first live events that I ever gave was in Destin, Florida. Destin, I'm sorry, I think it's Destin, Florida. And I was at a dealer's event, and somebody didn't show up, and the dealer came up to me and said, there's an 1.5-hour time slot. Please fill it for me. And I was like, okay, what do you want me to talk about? And they said, anything. And I had nothing really prepared. So I had to get up on stage and talk for an 1.5 hours about pretty much anything. So I did it. I don't know how good it was, but anyways, but this is the signature series. I think we released 5 of them because I think the Outback was the year before.
Yes.
But we did release 5 of them. And there might be some this coming year. We'll have to see how that, but we're still talking about 2022. So that was something that we actually added to the mix. Now, with regards to the fonts, as Jesse said, We have had the fonts added to the membership, as well as our patches. So all of our patches, which have the simulated marrow effect, those are now part of the club as well. So you can
Absolutely.
download those on your points. Events and webinars. What did we accomplish this last year?
So this one,
Besides the lives. Okay, sorry.
this one, I know we threw, was it one or do we have more embroidery parties?
It's all a blur, but I know that we did the Christmas party. And if you guys
Okay.
had fun at the Christmas party, which just happened a little while ago, please let us know. The year before, we did a bunch of parties and webinars.
Yeah.
And the year before that, we did a ton. So we kind of held back a little bit because we kind of felt that webinars were losing a little bit of steam, because of COVID and everything that was happening. Everybody had to do webinars. And now everybody is happy to get out and explore the world again.
Absolutely.
So we kind of reverted to what I think people wanted. But the Christmas party was lots of fun. And let us know. This might be a good time to let people know about the survey you sent out, Jesse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So tell them about that real quick.
So actually, I'll rewind just for a second. So
Sure.
the Christmas party, if you've never heard of our parties before, definitely want to join our newsletter so that you can be notified of them. Reason being is this one actually sold out twice. So the first time it sold out, and then we had a lot of people saying, "Hey, we want to come." So we put it up again, and then it sold out again, and then that was all that we ran. But we do create a ton of beautiful designs, particularly in the Hoop projects, with video tutorials, everything. It's just less than a price of a movie usually, and it's honestly twice the fun.
Usually the bonus designs that I include when you sign up, in my opinion, that covers the cost of the actual webinar.
By far.
And we really do thank all you guys for participating. I was kind of blown away because we hadn't done webinars much last year, and it was one of our Facebook Lives that somebody asked us out of the blue, "Are you going to do a Christmas party this year?" And Jennifer looked at me and said, "Yes, you are." And so I can read her mind without her even talking. So we actually threw that together kind of quickly, but it was great fun. So let us know if you'd like to see more of them in 2023.
Absolutely. So sorry, circling back now. One thing that we are doing is we just put out a survey. So if you have literally 30 seconds, we'd really appreciate you just heading over. James and Beth will probably attach a link wherever you're watching this from, if it's YouTube or Facebook. But it literally takes 30 seconds. You just let us know what you want to see in this year to come, and that will help us kind of steer the ship and make sure that, we're serving you the best we can, because that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, that's our goal, and we do have some stuff planned, just so you know. So we're not kind of sitting here waiting for suggestions,
And
but
it's going to be good.
Yeah, it is. But we really, really do appreciate it. So if you could fill out that survey, that would be great. As far as webinars, I do have a couple planned, but I'm not talking about 2023 yet, so I can't go there. Okay, social media. Obviously, this last year in 2022, we did a lot of lives. We released a lot of videos on YouTube, and we decided, that it's just not any fun. So we're not going to do that anymore at all. No more YouTube videos. No more. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Because can you imagine if I didn't have the opportunity to do that? So we actually, I think I can't talk about what's happening this year yet because we aren't there yet.
Yeah.
Okay, but we did a lot this last year, and I hope you've enjoyed the videos. If you like them, if you like the content, again in the survey, please let us know, or please let me know what you would like to see more of, because I have some very short videos, some long ones, digitizing techniques, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
And it helps us to narrow it down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, and social media, it was crazy. And actually, I have another slide here, Mr. Deere. If I go here, let's just and I got to get talk for a sec. Fill up some.
You mentioned the newsletter so people know what's coming up.
Sure. Yes. You head to our website. You can sign up for the newsletter if you want to be up to date on everything that we do post for 2023. Head on over to our site, and I believe the newsletter subscribe is on the right side under the Contact Us drop down.
Yeah, and it's the best way. And we give away free stuff, don't we?
Yes,
sorry,
that's one thing. Speaking of embroidery designs, we introduced at the very end of 2022 that every single Friday moving forward, we're giving away a free embroidery design specifically to newsletter subscribers.
Yeah.
So you'll actually get a link and a password to download the design only through the newsletter. Can't find it anywhere else. So definitely head on over to the site if you haven't already and subscribe.
And it does keep us active with you guys, because we do a lot of stuff every year. I have been, I can't say this because it's coming up for 2020. Okay, this is staying really hard for me to stay focused on this. But the last thing of 2022 was software. Software was a big year in 2022 for us. As most of you know, we are an official Hatch reseller. We have been since the program was released. It's made by a company in Australia called Wilcom. They are an incredible developer in the industry and have been around for decades. And I've been using their software for decades. So it was and still is a huge honor to be supporting and participating as a Hatch reseller.
Absolutely.
And they came out with version 3, and it did not disappoint. There were so many added features and things that were added to version 3 that made the upgrade, it was a bit of a no-brainer, between the reef stitch, the hand stitch, all of the other tools that they added. They added some gems. And for those of you who don't know, if you want to upgrade and you're still on Hatch version 2, just click the link through our website, because we have exclusive bonuses for everything. Whether you buy the software, whether you upgrade, or whether you get the gems, we will give you extra special stuff at the same price. So again, we really appreciate all of you Hatch users and the support that you've showed us by choosing us as your reseller. Absolutely. So that was a big year for us with Hatch, and I know it was a big year for Hatch as well. But for us, the end of the year, we released our first independent software program called the Design Doodler. And that was, which month did we release that in? It was in November, or was it December? I can't even remember now.
November.
Yeah,
November.
It was in November. There is a ton of content coming up with the passing of my grandmother and a bunch of stuff that happened. It kind of threw us all for a little bit of a loop, time-wise and emotionally, I have to be honest. But it has just been incredibly received. It is not a digitizing program, not meant to compete with any software you own. It is kind of going to my passion, which is being a creative, artistic embroiderer. And it allows people to create things easily and to give good results on the machine with having very little user experience. So
absolutely,
very little. And we have a ton of members now within our group, but I went on to our group and I took a few pictures from it this afternoon. And this is just a small portion, but this is some of the stuff that our users are creating. And I love this because it is artistic. This is not like corporate logos or, creating the Coca-Cola logo. You wouldn't use this software for something like that. But as far as creating artistic designs with artistic merit, it is awesome. So I appreciate all of our members in our Design Doodler group, and I'm featuring a few of yours. I didn't put your names there because I didn't have time. Any questions, Jen? You're looking over it? We're good.
No, we're just
Okay.
we do have a few questions, but did you mention that there's a free accompanying app?
No, I didn't. It runs on PC right now. Maybe Mac in the future. We're kind of trying to get that figured out. And there is an iPad app that runs with the program as well. It is a free app, so it's not an app that you're buying. The app is a free bonus that comes with the software. And
I was just agreeing. But yeah, essentially Doodler, if you haven't heard of it, it allows you to trace, sketch, really draw your way into embroidery design. So a lot of people, you might think of digitizing, get a little overwhelmed with all the theory and everything, and digitizing is beautiful. And if you are willing to learn the theory, it's so worth it.
for sure.
But the Doodler allows you to literally you draw on a pen or a paper. I mean, my nephew who's 5 can use it. It's that easy.
There might be some videos. I can't talk about stuff coming up next year. Darn. Okay. Anyways, it is very true. And I always said this for years when I was at events, because I would teach digitizing. I'm kind of known for that. And I would give events where we taught the theory. And I told people that every embroiderer should know theory. And whether you want to digitize or not, if you buy an embroidery machine and you want to have more fun with it, you should understand the basic principles of digitizing so you know what is happening when designs run on your machine. Even if you didn't create them, you want to know if it's your fault or the digitizer's fault. But the part of this is I found at events that if there was a class of 100 people, maybe 10%, like 10 of those 100, actually wanted to learn how to digitize.
Yeah.
The other 90%, they were, kind of like, the learning curve, or it just wasn't their deal. This is a software program really for the other 90%.
Yeah.
It's for the ones that don't want to learn the theory or learn a digitizing program. They just want to kind of have fun, you know? So that's what this is all about. And it has been fun. And we know our customers are loving it. Now, the last thing that happened this last year was, actually it says great things to come. Darn. Okay. Well, I'm going to go to this slide first because it was our social media. Our social media groups have grown. We appreciate your participation. If you have the Hatch software, we have a group that has like almost 13,000 members.
Yeah.
If you want to join our Embroidery Legacy Club, we have 32,000 members. Our YouTube channel is over 57,000 subscribers now, which is awesome. We want to hit 100. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. And our new Design Doodler software group, which is only a couple months old, is actually at 2,600 members already. So this is, you know, we love interacting with you guys, and please join our groups, and we will try our best to keep you guys educated and maybe entertained a little bit too, right?
Yeah, within all the groups, we do periodically run fun contests or do other fun things. I know within our general group, we have a monthly stitch contest. So if you embroider anything using any of our designs or you know, our lettering with your software, whatever it might be, you can actually get entered to win a club membership to our Embroidery Legacy Design Club. Literally, all you have to do is post a picture, and hey, it's fun to share what you've done with others too, and just to see what others have done. You become inspired, you'll get new ideas.
And everybody loves to win, right?
Of course.
Everybody loves free, right? If you love free and you love to win, I want you to put in some hearts, some thumbs up right now, whatever platform you're on. And if you want, you could start this early right now. You could start typing in, what should they type in, Jennifer, to win a prize? Because we got to start out 2020.
Birthday boy.
Birthday boy, okay? So we're celebrating River's birthday. So type in the words birthday boy, and in a little while, we're going to choose two winners, one from YouTube and one from Facebook. And we're not going to tell you what you're winning yet, because we're going to talk about some of the great things coming in 2023. Now I can finally start. Now, here's the thing, Jesse, because I loose lips sink ships, and I have a tendency to get so excited that I say things that I shouldn't. And a lot of this is sensitive information for things coming up. So if I start saying something that you know I shouldn't, I want you to, what should you do to me? Smack. Jennifer said smack me, okay? You might have noticed that on the picture with the memory to my grandmother, and you know, in loving memory, Jennifer was there. She had to approve the picture that we put up there, but it was one that she approved where her face is turned. So you guys still don't know what she really looks like. And maybe someday, Jennifer, maybe someday? Maybe. Okay, at least there's hope. She said maybe. Yeah. So anyways, things to come, Jesse. Let's go through that list one more time. What can you say is going to happen in 2023 with the site? Is there any that doesn't reveal any big secrets, but is there anything that's going to be added or improved?
I think just in terms of site speed, right now we're in the process of running a ton of upgrades, really, and updates also. So yeah, it's going to be a little, I guess, more user friendly. I know we have a lot of things in the mix. I just don't want to say anything is happening until our developers have finished coding it, because if you know anything about websites, you know that sometimes you run into blocks. Or
so I guess adding that feature you told me about this morning with the, not just kidding. Okay.
there is two really cool features to come that I
can't talk about
that
yet?
I can't talk about.
Okay.
But you'll subscribe to our newsletter, you'll hear all about it.
Yes, you will hear about them, but we are making improvements. That is one of Jesse's jobs, which takes a good percentage of your time, is just continuing to develop our site. Now, education. Do we have anything with regards to education coming up?
We have I mean, you know what? A lot of that's going to depend, once again. Head on over to the survey and let us know what you want.
I know there will be some Doodler related education and potentially webinars coming up. So that's something that I have planned.
Yep.
I have some other things planned, but again, I'm afraid to say them because I don't want to be smacked.
I'm not going to say you
but you know, kiss smack. No, we're guys. Come on. Okay. So, anyways, but and one thing you could put in that webinar, because I would love to do this eventually. It might not be 2023, but it might be afterwards. if you guys would ever consider seeing us at a live event, let us know if that might be something you'd be interested in. Because it's been, we've been, I guess, held up for a while, and I love talking to you guys virtually, but one of my favorite things to do is to interact with people live. So if that's something that you actually feel, if we offered something live, you'd be willing to come to or travel to, let us know that in the survey as well.
Absolutely.
So education. Now, designs, what do we have planned for designs? I can tell you too. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
Well, I will say we're working this year with some very talented artists.
Yes.
So, before we had done a lot of commercial stuff, which is awesome, and that was well received. But I will say that the artists we're working with this year are going to be a little more, home embroiderer and focused.
Yeah.
So a little more artistic.
A little bit more fluffy and soft.
Yeah.
So to speak. But creative, edgy. But let us know what kind of designs. The In the Hoop projects that we did at the Christmas party were hugely received. People loved them, and they were a little different. I mean, yes, we can make a mug rug, but there's 5 million mug rugs out there, and if we do make a mug rug, I got to make it different. But if you want to see some really creative stuff or you have ideas, let us know.
Part of the survey?
Yes.
No, so we have another survey that will probably be coming out in a month or so. We don't want to bombard you with
surveys.
Yeah, thankfully they're all really short, like 30 seconds. Literally just takes you like 3 clicks. But the next one will ask what kind of embroidery designs you want to see. Once again, we're here to serve you.
Yeah.
So we want to.
And I get bored if I have nothing to do, so I need to keep busy.
And if he gets bored, then it's not good for us. So.
So yeah, that's true. How many years till I retire, Jess?
9.
9? Are you sure about that?
And 61 days.
No,
13 hours. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah. So I still got some life in me, guys. I want to stay busy. I want to help build our legacy and help build yours. So give us ideas with regards to designs. But I do know that, and this can kind of go in with, I guess, events that are coming up, because we do have 2 things coming up. One next week for a live. So you want to make sure that you catch next week's live. We're going to be celebrating
65.
Nope. Oh, no. Okay. Hold on. Okay. not that. Okay. We are celebrating Valentine's Day. Okay. Valentine's Day is coming. Jesse's girlfriend is sitting right over there. And just so he has no excuse, Jesse, Valentine's Day is coming. Okay. Do you have that? She's laughing. If you heard somebody laugh, they didn't say, okay. So anyways, Valentine's Day is coming, and I do have some really cool Valentine's Day bundles coming out. Okay. So the person who wins for, I guess, today, if you typed in birthday boy, you will get the Valentine's bundle. Okay. And I can't show you everything that's in the bundle because then we'd have nothing to show them next week.
Yeah.
Right. But I will show you one design. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So here is one of the designs, and this is from one of our new featured artists that everybody loves. For those of you who were at the Christmas party, you'll kind of recognize this whole feel, but this is a awesome Valentine's Day design with our sparrows. So it is cool. So give us some thumbs up if you like that. There is a whole collection. I'll put this in front of your face because I can see Mom's talking to you, Jesse. So that way she won't. Okay. But there is the design. They are beautiful. The registration is correct. So those of you who win, the 2 people who win, you'll get the entire bundle that we're going to be offering.
Wow. And
that will be shown next week's live, which will be, I think, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same as it was today.
Perfect.
So join us for next week for Valentine's. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Okay. And then the week after that, we are going to do one more live, and then we might take a little break for a while, but there'll be another live after that because I showed you the signature series that we did last year.
Mm-hmm.
There's one coming in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, and I keep saying they're all my favorite, but this one really is so far my favorite. Okay. Well, do you like it?
Beautiful. Yeah.
It's really, really cool, and it's beautiful. So anyways, that's coming up. With regards to other events, as I mentioned, there might be a couple of webinars coming up. I have some design doodler stuff kind of in the works. If you'd like to see us live, you really have to give us some ideas on the survey because I want to go. But Jesse's kind of like, you don't want to hop in a plane, do you?
You know what? I don't mind the travel. It's
He's
just
backtracking now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, but I would love to do some stuff like that because interacting with people is awesome. Now, social media. Do we have any other social media things happening for 2023 that you can talk about?
Uh,
It's a big focus this coming year. Just so you know, I can't tell you what's going to happen. But
yeah, we can't tell you, but definitely subscribe to our YouTube. You know, follow us on Facebook. Join a Facebook group of ours.
Yeah, I mean, we do have other platforms that we're on as well.
Yeah,
right?
we're on Instagram. Please follow us on that if you want to see some beautiful stitch outs.
And Pinterest.
We're on Pinterest. We
Yeah.
just started TikTok not long ago. So
Yep, TikTok's on there. So and we're
We're everywhere.
Yeah, so we're everywhere, and that, to be honest, is going to be a big focus this year, is providing more content.
absolutely.
Right? So that's another fun thing. And software, Jess, what's happening with software this year? We can't say anything. Sorry, we're tight-lipped on that. So it depends what Wilcom comes up with in 2023. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I'm not sure what we're going to come up with at this point, but we'll just have to.
We will
see what
say
happens.
Hatch and the Doodler are absolutely incredible. So
Yeah.
you really can't go wrong with either of them.
And there's great support and education for
Oh, yeah.
both. Obviously, Hatch does an incredible job with support for their software. We also try our best to educate you as well with how to use the platform. So there's lots of support there.
Yeah.
And the Doodler, there is tons of stuff on the way.
Yep.
So awesome. I think that is pretty much kind of it almost, my son. Do you have any? We have to announce the winners, of course.
do.
Yes. So Jennifer Deere, you have some winners.
Do you want to come over here?
Yeah, do you want to come over? Yeah, come over just a little bit, Jen. Just around this side so that they can hear your voice. You won't come in the camera, I promise.
You want to read the name?
Sure.
Oh,
if you want me
jeez.
to.
I tried, guys. It just
Okay, so I apologize in advance. I'm horrible at pronouncing people's names. So on YouTube, the winner was Duffy Groener.
You're on your own, Jess.
Okay.
It's Groener.
Yeah. So congratulations,
Okay.
Duffy. Facebook, it was Vicky Weiss.
Yes, right. Vicky Weiss. That one we can both pronounce.
Yes.
See, I think you got that gene from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, but
And
Can-
what should they do?
okay, what you
Email
should
it?
do is please email into contact@embroiderylegacy.com. Let us know that you were the winners. We'll verify it. And next week, when we do the Valentine's reveal of our little bundle, and again, it'll be a short one because we're just going to show you guys some fun designs, and we'll have probably a couple more winners.
Yep.
That's going to come up, but that'll be that. Jennifer, do we have any questions before we sign off?
We do.
Awesome.
Yes. Let's see. Carolyn Ward is saying she would love to see some New Zealand designs.
Okay, New Zealand designs.
Yep.
Nice.
Yes, if you know from what I have found in the past, just so you know, if you know any talented artists from New Zealand that you could put us in contact with, please give us or send our information to them. Either way it goes, it doesn't matter. But as far as designs that are specific to countries or continents, the best people to do artwork for stuff like that are people who
Are
are from there. So that would be very helpful.
Reese says she liked the Santa money holder that we did, but she's saying maybe some bigger interlocking applique projects.
Bigger interlocking applique. Okay, how big is big? Give us in the survey. When the next survey comes out, let us add. And there we always, just so you know, we always try to walk a careful balance because we know that there's users out there who are usually new embroiderers who have machines that only have a 4x4 inch hoop.
Absolutely.
And then there's 5x7, and then there is the embroidery addicts. You got the big boys, you know, and so we have to kind of fit it into everybody's mold.
Susan is asking, are there any new gems coming out? Hatch?
Are there any new gems coming out from Hatch? That would be a 2023 software announcement. And just so you know, as a reseller, we are usually notified about sales and releases within a very short period of them happening. So if there are, at this point, we're not aware, and we wouldn't be able to tell you if we wanted to, because that would be in breach of our reseller agreement. So yes.
Marcia's asking, she has a Hatch program on her laptop. How does she use it if she has no Wi-Fi?
That one, it
Can you
should.
repeat the question?
Okay, the question is, if you have Hatch on your laptop, how do you use it when you don't have Wi-Fi? I would put in the question to support, because I think that it will work without Wi-Fi within a certain time period or something, and then it checks.
Yeah, if I recall, I mean, keep in mind this is probably version 2 when I was, using it without Wi-Fi. But I believe that if you just don't do sign out and exit, then it won't sign you out.
Yeah,
and you
but
can
things have changed with
Okay.
the security, so please check with
Yeah.
Hatch support.
You do
Absolutely.
have to log in.
Yes, you have to log in
Or-
periodically. Yes.
Yeah. But it is possible.
Mhm. Sue is asking if there are lessons for the ESA fonts.
There is tons of, I
Repeat the
guess,
question?
are there lessons for the ESA fonts, which are embroidery specific alphabets that only run on the Wilcom or Hatch platform?
Yeah.
So they are object-based letters, not stitch files. We have 907 of them, I think I said. But they work within the Hatch program, and we do have a ton of content on YouTube where I show how to use the ESA fonts. If those are videos you'd like to see, please put them in the survey,
Yeah.
and I'll get a couple of little 101 videos together to show you more.
Absolutely.
Our favorite Jonathan says,
Hey, Jonathan, our favorite Jonathan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jonathan says he would love some advanced animal digitizing classes.
Okay, Jonathan would love advanced animal digitizing classes. I'll try my best. Those are always tough because, Jonathan, you are one of the very, very few people who is, in my opinion, addicted to digitizing to the level that I am, and I have great respect for you with the stuff you've done. So I'll try to get one together, but the only person who might buy it would be you.
Okay, what Ree was mentioning with having the bigger cutout areas for applique was doing it by hand is very difficult for some. So just to keep that in mind.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, and we do for our newer appliques, we try to make sure we include SVG files so that you can cut your appliques on your Scan and Cuts or your Cricuts or your other cutters that devices that are available.
Carolyn says she did send information in, but she hasn't heard anything back. I'm not sure what type of information.
Okay, yeah, I know if it's information, if you did send information into Wilcom support, I do know that Wilcom was on holidays for Christmas.
Yeah.
We kind of, we live, eat, and sleep embroidery, so we always had somebody kind of manning the deck during the holiday season. If it wasn't you, it was Mom or me or Beth or James or Leanne or so. But there might be a little bit backlogged right now with answering questions.
Yeah, they're usually pretty quick.
They're very,
so,
great support.
Okay, and we have some other suggestions as well.
Okay, well, keep sending the suggestions in the survey. If there's anything that pops out to you, you can ask Jen, but I don't want to keep people too long today because I appreciate your listening to us. It was a pleasure having my son here, the beauty and the brains behind the operation. So,
I know you're pretty good looking, Bob. So
hey, I don't know if it counts if your son says that to you.
it's better than your mom. So
His mom and I both love him too. So.
yeah, that's true. That's true. And my grandmother, I got to be honest, my grandmother was my biggest fan because I was an only lousy grandchild. But I always used to joke that if I were to tell my grandmother, if I came home and said to her, Oma, I learned how to walk on water, she'd say, I knew you'd figure it out someday. I mean, she was just that much of for all of us in the family.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Somebody's asking, do you use special needles for fonts?
Do you use special needles for fonts? I would say no. Generally, from the commercial background that we have, which means we ran hundreds of multi-heads with multiple needles, I usually only used a 7511 standard or universal needle for pretty much everything, unless it was because you didn't want to switch them out on machines all the time.
Yeah.
So I try to digitize so it's friendly with standard needles for production. So no, I don't change needles. I usually change them when they break, unfortunately. That's usually my sign. Or if I see the thread fray continuously, then it's the needle or the bobbin that needs adjusting.
Awesome.
Good. Well, thank you guys, and we wish you a very, very happy, healthy, and prosperous 2023. We appreciate you being part of our legacy.
Absolutely.
And anything you want to say? Anything you want to say to your girlfriend?
Happy Valentine's Day.
I love it. Yeah, that's awesome. And Jennifer, happy Valentine's Day
Yeah,
too.
just
there
wait
you
to
go.
see what I get.
Okay, on that note, Jesse and I are signing off. We're going to crawl into the fetal position together and whimper like babies, right? Like
Perfect.
1-year-olds on their birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, guys, for
Thank you,
joining us.
everyone. We
Happy New
appreciate
Year.
you.
Happy New Year.
Happy
everyone.
New Year.
Bye-bye.